We are in Tarcolis, where a lot of tourists come. Well, they don't actually come here, they just passing through. And as a rite of passage, you have to stop here, buy some gifts for people you don't like, and then take a selfie. Now, what is Tarcolis? An interesting place. Well, a few years ago, a crocodile that was about 3.5 meters, it's almost 4 meters, was massive basically, was run over by a car and it died here. But then the question is, what was it doing on the road? And a lot of people actually wondered why that is. And another thing, why this bridge and this area is rather, what's the word, controversial, for multiple reasons. The first one was a guy thought he was a pet charmer, was trying to charm his. Let me just show you here the signs. Anyway, he was trying to pet a crocodile. Basically, he would feed a crocodile and then he pet it. And the story goes that one day he just disappeared, and people stopped seeing him. So it says here, uh, there's a tour here where I don't know, you can go on crocodile tours, and these tours were rather controversial. So most people, you would sit in a boat like this, and then the crocodile will look something like this, and you have the birds of prey there. Anyway, the whole point was that they had a tour, and first of all, the guy who disappeared, who think he was petting the crocodile, he was in the water with a crocodile, and the ministry was like, "Don't do it," and then he disappeared. So I don't know if he died or he was eaten by the crocodile. So that's another thing. And a few years back as well, you had another story where a guy jumped into the river here. I don't know if he was having some mental health issues, but anyway, he jumped into the water and he was eaten by crocodiles as well. So, yeah. And the crocodiles in Costa Rica are not your alligators from Miami or what's it called, the Everglades. These are some serious heavyweight crocodiles. They are massive. And so instead of going for the tours, you can come here. A lot of tourists actually will stop here and they would walk over the bridge and take a selfie. And because of that, all the cars also slow down. It caused major traffic here. As you can see, people here looking at the crocodile here. Let me see. Don't drop my phone. You can see them there under the water. Nobody really knows how they all ended up here. They just sort of chose this bridge, and since then they are here. At the moment, well, they don't really do much like most predators. They just sit around, enjoy the sun, and when they're hungry, they go and eat either. Oh, the crocodiles here would eat the smaller ones. The bigger ones would just like jump on the smaller ones and eat them. And then, yeah, it's just circle of life. At the moment, you have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 12 crocodiles you can see from here. So a lot of people, everyone trying to get the best picture. And I think even people in the cars going by are trying to get a closer look. All right. Most people coming here would spend about, say, I don't know, 5, 10 minutes, take a picture, and then that's it. Because that's, yeah.
This is Mike Tyson.
Apparently, one of the crocodiles called Mike Tyson. I wonder why. And so this is the Tarcolis River, and most of the crocodiles tend to choose here been on this side of the river, of the bridge, and on the other side you can try it, but it's almost as if they can't be bothered for whatever reason. There is no vantage point that you would have thought that the Costa Rican ministry would have developed something here to help tourists. And you charge them, I don't know, $1, and you get closer. You have a glass walk out, and but anyway, none of those. So it's just so many of the crocodiles here. All right, now back to reality. Another story about this dangerous crocodile and the amount of tourists you see here. So a few years back, especially on the other side of the bridge, you had people coming to the tourists would you're traveling from either the airport to the hotel, or you come the other way around from the hotel. So all the bags, you would leave all your belongings in the you leave all your belongings in the car, and so what? Final look. All right, let's continue with the story. So you leave all your belongings in the car, and you go to take a selfie with the crocodiles down there. And by the time you come back, things a lot of by the time you come back, everything your car is gone. They'll smash the window and just empty the car. So some people, if you have your passport and you're traveling out, you're basically stuck. You can't leave the country. It was a really terrible time. So what the government did was they started to post more police officers around here, and the police officers basically were just guarding. So it became rather dangerous for a lot of tourists. And because Costa Rica being a small country, people talked about that, and the ministry had to do something because you can't have, with social media now, you can't have people complaining about. So you can't have people complaining about being losing their properties and things like that. So, so that is where the
I want to like touch one.
that is where the issue is, and they've improved security since then. So you have less people losing their properties because a lot of the thieves noticed that most tourists would have valuable cameras, cash, passports. I don't know what they're going to do with their passport. Anyway, so you have all those. And here, there is a big lizard here. I don't know if you can see it. It's there. Anyway, so that's the story of the security and how it's improved over the years. But now, what you're noticing is another story about the tours. The one that is advertised there. Let me just go closer, and we can talk about that. Some of these tours were actually banned by the government. So most of the tourists will be in a boat like this. All right. So what happened was that they were feeding the crocodiles, and crocodiles are just basically lazy animals. I know it sounds bizarre. They're just lazy. They're lazy around. As you can see, every time people come on the bridge, most of them, they're just lying there doing absolutely nothing. So with that in mind, just to make the tour more interesting, because they were being fed all day, all night, they I need to cross without getting run over. They so they jumped the tour guides will jump into the water and slap the water with meat in their mouth just to entice the crocodiles to come up. And there have been some mishaps, and it was not a good thing. Okay, this is a big crocodile here, just in case. The lady taking a picture there. 1, 2. All right, so because of that, they were banned from actually doing that because it was really dangerous. Imagine you go on a tour and the guy jumps into the river and started slapping the water with meat to bait the crocodile, and then the crocodile comes and just eats the guide. You'll be traumatized. You would need therapy. And that is not something the government wanted. So they put a ban to that. I don't know if it still continues. Okay, you've got some toy snakes here. I don't know if it still continues, but the point is that tourism in the Tarcoles Bridge has been an interesting thing, and it was just like all these tour guides were competing for your dollars, and they were taking unnecessary risk. And of course, in the age of social media, people started to post that online, and the ministry said, no, you can't do that. At the moment, I don't know if they're still doing it, because there is something, sometimes you have the official line of don't do this, but then when you don't have authorities or the police around, people just do whatever they want. So that's still another story. So all in all, this Tarcoles area has an interesting story. All right, I like these. If we can get a closer look at this one, which is a sloth, and then you'll have one for Bob Marley there. So you buy this, you go to the beach, and just chill. Now I need to cross the road. Something else that is rather common in Costa Rica, and a lot of people. Okay, there's a gap there. Let's take advantage of that and cross. All right. So you see the parking space here. You see these guys with their sort of yellow um, overcoat. I don't know. And these are the people who are just basically volunteers. They work for tip. So they're here. If you park your car, they're there just to guard the cars and make sure no one breaks into the car. And then on your way out, you're supposed to tip them. And it just means it's just like a win-win situation for everyone. Apart from the fact that they keep guard on your over your car, they also help you when you're about to leave, for the traffic, and just make sure you're safe. So the safer the tourists are, where it's easier and probably more money they earn. So that's what you're seeing here, where the guy is just helping the car driver. Not everyone actually tips them, but it's just the way things are. All right. So a quick overview of the dangerous Tarcoles River and the huge crocodiles.